Today we have on center stage Natalie Doyle Oldfield with us. And Natalie is one of the top thought leaders on trust in the world. And we feel pretty lucky to have you here today and to have you on our roster. I'm going to kick off this conversation talking about trust, I guess, as a business owner and a speakers bureau, how trust really plays into the work that we do. Our value proposition to our clients is really to help take away the worry and fear of making the right speaker choice. So trust is critical in our organization. And one of the things that we always love doing is connecting with our clients, getting off email, having a conversation like you and I are having today, and really digging into what they need for their event, how we can help them achieve their event outcomes. And I know you've probably got a lot to say about this and how trust can really help build client relationships, both externally in your organization and with your teams internally.
Yeah, absolutely. It's everything. Trust is the most precious asset we have. In fact, when you have what I call trust equity, all these amazing things happen. You get referrals, you do more events with the same people, with the same client, because they know that you're going to be there for them. And it is a leadership imperative. Everyone in an organization, when they learn the skill set of how to build, manage, and protect a relationship of trust, it can change everything for an organization.
Yeah, I love that term, trust equity. I think that is just so powerful. We think about equity in many different ways, and I just love how you put those two things together. One of the things that we also want to talk about today is Natalie has just launched her second book called Trusted. And Natalie, if you can kind of share a little bit about how you talk about the gaps in trust when you are doing your keynotes, and how are you helping organizations improve trust, improve communication, and then in effect improve their success.
Okay. Well, I go in a lot more detail in my new book, Trusted, The Proven Path to Customer Loyalty and Business Growth. But in a snapshot and what I share in a keynote presentation, the very first thing I share is helping people identify if they have a trust gap. And we talk about the business case for trust and the fact that all organizations have signals of potential trouble in their organizations with trust. Things like customers complaining or employees maybe not engaged. Maybe it's employees who aren't focused on the customer experience, or revenues being flat or declining. Perhaps there are leads that are slipping away and going to the competition. Or it's just that long-term customers are saying, we're going to try something new. There are multiple, what I would say, potential signals or issues that there's a trust gap or a trust issue there. So that's the very first thing we do, is we identify all the things that could be trust issues. And typically, our trust issues, Kim, we just don't see them as trust issues. We see them as real business problems. So that's the first thing we do. And then the second thing I do in keynotes, which I love sharing, based on science and evidence, my whole framework of the secrets of how we decide to trust. And I love doing that because at the end of the session, people are like, oh, okay, we do this, or maybe we could do this. And it's very practical, hands-on. So they leave sessions knowing one or two things that they could do differently that day to build a stronger relationship of trust.
Yeah. And I love that because it is so true. It's really important in the work that we do. And I know the work that you do and other organizations. Somebody isn't necessarily coming and laying trust on the table. We have a problem with trust, but you've got to do that digging and kind of uncover what is at the root. And it has been fabulous in the time that we've been working together to learn more about that and see what the signals are and help organizations with that. Because with the world today, we can talk a little bit too about remote workplace and hybrid workplaces, that requires yet another level of trust. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on that, because that is something that clients that we work with across the country, it's a challenge. We know it's a new world of work out there, and trust is a big part of it.
Yeah. Well, in every single organization, it doesn't matter what industry, it doesn't matter if you're an organization of 10 people or several 100,000 people. You can have the best product in the world, the best process, the most efficient policies and processes and technologies. But if you don't have people that know how to build relationships of trust, and they're not strong at communicating and behaving and serving colleagues in other departments or clients, you don't have trust. And trust truly is a leadership imperative.
Mm.
It is actually a skill that you can cultivate, develop, and learn. Early in my career, when I would do speeches, people would say, well, some people have it and some people don't. Well, you
Yeah.
can learn it. You can learn how to build trust. And so in this new world of hybrid, it, as you said, is more important than ever. And there are several things that I would share with people to build trust in a hybrid world. And one of them is about being consistent and being predictable and being reliable in not only your communication, but in the way that you behave.
Yeah.
So, as an example, if you say you're going to show up every Monday morning with a big smile on your face and ready for the week, you have to show up that way every Monday, because in a hybrid world, everything is amplified. We notice more and different things.
Yeah, absolutely. And, just what you're talking about in terms of leadership and being a trusted leader. We know that people don't necessarily leave organizations, they leave the people that are leading them. And so that is so important, both from, your boss or people that are in charge, and also your team members too. I know that's a really important part of communication and trust. And as you say, it touches on so many things in terms of employee engagement, communication, leadership, success, certainly success in selling and sales. I mean, that's a whole nother topic that we could get into that is really, really important. So I think anything else that you think our audience and our clients might need to know about in terms of how your keynotes can really make an impact?
Well, as you know, Kim, I just love sharing this framework because I know that it transforms lives and it transforms organizations, and it really changes mindset. So I just really appreciate the opportunity to have this discussion and meet some of your clients. Trust truly is the most critical asset we have. And when we pay attention to it and start thinking about things in terms of building relationships of trust, everything can change.
Beautiful. Well, we're going to end there. Thanks so much for being center stage with us. It's Kim King from LimeLight Group and Natalie Doyle Oldfield, author of her newest book, Trusted.
Thank you.
Thanks, Natalie.